So our final guest is Debra Owsley, and she is an author, but she also does creative projects for book events and
Yeah,
um
I know. I need to call Deborah because we didn't get to do what we were supposed to do last year, so we're gonna do it this year. I don't know if she knows that yet, though.
oh, okay. Well, hi Deborah. Welcome to Black Authors Matter TV. And we need to unmute so we can hear you.
Thank you for having me, both you and Rhonda.
Oh,
Well,
okay, you're
thank you for
welcome.
being here.
You're welcome.
Now we've been connected on social media forever. Uh, I don't believe we've ever met, but correct me if I'm wrong.
No, we have not.
I didn't think so. I meet so many people that sometimes if it's like 15 years ago, I may not remember, you know. But I know we have been connected on social media and pretty much since I've been on, I think since, 12, 10, 11, 12 years, something like that. Um, and you always have a lot of positive um, posts. Some people don't. So anyway, I try to stay positive or just stay silent. That's my that's what I do. But I didn't know about your creative projects that you do, and I just thought that was amazing.
Aw, I don't know how you didn't know. I post them constantly, but yeah, I have been doing bookmarks for it's 19 years this year. And it went from bookmarks to different things, swag and boxes and all kinds of different items for authors.
So
And
what made you branch off into doing that? Did
with
you like were you one of those people who made jewelry and things like that?
mm, no, not jewelry, but years and years ago, I was doing hair accessories. Remember when hair combs were in style, and
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
was doing those like when I was a teenager, and then I got
Okay.
grown and got a real job, and then and what happened was I'm a hairdresser, so all of my customers, when they're under the dryer, they would read, and they were reading books. There was no Kindle back at that time. So,
Okay.
I said, okay, because I always give them a Christmas present every year. So I said, okay, this year I'll make them some bookmarks. And one of my customers, we are all on a first name basis. I don't know anybody's last name per se. And one of my customers asked me, can you make me a couple of hundred of these? And I'm thinking, a couple of hundred, is she going to give them out as Christmas gifts? What is she going to do? And she told me about the um, romantic times convention.
Mm.
And
Mm.
and I was like, what is that? And she explained to me it's a conference. Now, hairdressers have conferences, doctors have conferences. It never dawned on me that authors and book readers and book people have conferences. And when I said, well, what is your name? And she said, Marcia King Gamble. And I was like in
Mm.
shock because I had been doing her hair for years and just never knew. And I had been reading
Wow.
her for years.
Oh,
So,
okay.
she took them to the convention, and I always put my name and information, email on the back of the bookmarks. And I started getting calls from other people. Can you make me some? Can you do this? Can you do that? And I'm like, wow. So that's how really it got started. It was really by accident. It was me gifting my clients, and I got a gift back.
Well, they
Oh,
say
okay.
your gift
Yeah.
will make room for you, and then this was absolutely an opportunity where your gift made room for you. So that's
Absolutely.
beautiful. Do you
Yeah.
have any of your bookmarks with you right now?
I do always.
That's wonderful.
Um, right now, I'm doing a whole thing for Christmas, as you can imagine.
Okay.
But I don't know. These are some die cuts that I've done, have done. And when I'm working with an
Oh, that's
author,
cute.
I try
Yeah.
to.
It almost looks like an ornament.
It does look like an ornament, but
Hmm. Hmm.
I try to get the character likeness as well as I can, or the author's likeness, and one of my clients looks exactly like this, and it's a chibi or whatever you want to call it, but it looks like her. And
Okay.
it has information on the back as well. I also do a lot with flowers because some people don't want anything but something pretty.
Mm-hmm. I need to get with you because we order bookmarks every year for the National Black Book Festival that we put in our book club gift bags. And I've been ordering them from another source, which I don't have a problem with the other source,
Mhm.
but I always like to
Do something different.
see, get something
Well,
different or compare.
I told you that was the reason. That was Deborah and I were going to do this last year for the Black History Month Literary Weekend, and I think we ran out of time or something. And that's why
Oh,
when she was coming on, I said, we're gonna do it this year. She doesn't know it yet, but we're gonna do it
oh,
this year.
okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to get with you on that. It's for next year's book festival, which is not till October. But we get about 150, which is a fairly large amount, maybe more than that.
And I,
Uh,
I customize them out and make them very unique to the event or to the book or to the author. It's just what I like everything to be like 3D. I want you to have a memory of that experience. So,
okay.
I'm trying to convey it in anything that you are, using for swag or for bookmarks or anything like that. I'm also doing
Door
do,
knockers?
these are door knock, yeah, do not disturb,
Do not disturb sign.
customizing them with the people's names on it. Um, I think, Rhonda, I think you also remember I have a card game called
Hmm.
Conversations, and it's 70 questions that keep the conversation going when you're having a book club meeting or anything like that, because sometimes they get kind of boring. So you want to spice it up a little bit and ask a few different questions,
Right.
make it more fun. And then what it does is it spins out to a whole another conversation. So it just keeps it moving, you know.
Okay. Now, did you ever do bracelets? I got bracelets from somebody a few years back, and I can't remember who it was. And they had it was a beaded bracelet, and it had a little, like a book as a charm. Was
Book,
that you?
can you see?
Uh-huh.
This is the Delta ones. I'm doing an event right after Thanksgiving for Small Black Business Weekend, and the Deltas is giving an event. And yeah, these are book thongs,
Oh,
and
okay, book thongs.
they're book
Okay.
thongs, and they're a
Oh,
bookmark as well.
Book what?
thongs.
Thong.
Yes, it
Yeah, book
fits
Like
in the
thong,
thongs.
thong,
spine
thong,
of a
thong,
book.
thong.
It fits in the spine of a book, so it's a book thong.
Oh, excuse me.
Rhonda, you know me. I had to give it a name. I had to give it a name. And the catchier the name, the more people are gonna come look at it.
Yeah, that is true. And
Absolutely.
you can create your own product and theme and trademark name or trade. It's all about being creative.
Yes, it is. Yes, it
Mm.
is.
That's nice. It's amazing how something can grow out of something small. It can
Yeah.
become bigger just based on word of mouth. Word of mouth is the best advertising.
Yes, it is.
Mhm. So you also have a book.
I do.
Think like an author, act like a fan.
Yes. Like I said, I've been doing this for 19 years and I've worked with a lot of authors. I mean, hundreds and hundreds of authors. And a lot of them kept saying, you really should write a book about what you do for us. And I was like, yeah, right. I'm never going to write a book. But, I kept notes. I kept notes on post-it notes and different notebooks and napkins and post-it notes everywhere. And COVID hit. And I had to sit home and do nothing. And I said, well, this is a good time to gather up all that stuff and try to turn it into something.
Hmm.
And, I had a couple of authors that I work with said, we'll help you. And that's how the book came to be. It was a process. I had no idea how much work went into writing a book. the editing, the formatting, the cover, it was like, I'm tired, but I wanted to get it done. And it has become a resource guide, a textbook, a tip book. It's got over 1,000 ideas in there on how to market your book on a budget.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And authors are not rich, no matter what people think. They're not. No,
To the
I mean,
contrary.
to the contrary, and a lot of them are still working a job,
Oh
still
yeah.
have a family to raise, and have other responsibilities, so they can't dump every penny that they make into marketing and promotion and Google ads and Facebook ads and all the other stuff. So you've got to find alternative ways to promote yourself. So, like I said in the book, it's got over 1,000 different ways that you can do things on a budget. Now, like I always tell my clients, it may not cost you a whole bunch of money, but it's going to cost you some time. Just setting up certain things, like if you set up your meta suite with, it's going to take time to organize it and get it where you can just push a button and it'll go out, every day for you.
Right.
You're going to invest money in certain things, but in the long run, it's going to pay off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's one thing that we try, and I try to impress upon, especially new authors. They they most of them completely miss the marketing part of it.
Mm-hmm.
They think, I've written this book, it's on Amazon.
It doesn't work that
And
way.
here the other part
Yeah,
of the
they
on
think if they
Amazon,
put it on Amazon, that's all they have to
right?
do.
They do. And what they need to realize is it's on Amazon with 10 million other books. And I'm not exaggerating on the 10 million.
At least 10 million.
At least.
And
so that's like a grain of sand on the beach.
Exactly. And I tell people all the time, I sell more product and more books in person than I do online. I will go to a conference and sell out and then come back and look at my website and haven't sold one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You have to get yourself out there. Let
That's
people
true.
meet you, check your personality, check out your product, listen to you read an excerpt, convince them with a little swag.
Mm-hmm.
You have to do you have to put the work in.
Yes.
That's true.
Yes.
That is very
And
true.
if you're not able to travel, do it virtually like we're doing right now. You can do things. There are things you can do that doesn't cost you a whole bunch of money.
Right. And but it costs you some money. Because nothing is free. Nothing is free. And so
The trouble.
it costs for trouble. You're right about that. That kind of just comes, but but you have to spend the time and the money.
And
And
learn.
it takes time.
It
It's
does.
not gonna happen overnight.
No, it's not.
It
And
takes years.
I think also people are afraid to ask for help. If you don't understand how to do something, ask somebody. Collaborations do work.
Well, I'm gonna be fair. I think a lot of authors do want help, but the problem is that there are a lot of pretenders out there, or a lot of people who want to use you for practice. They don't know what they're doing, but they're gonna market themselves as a marketer, or they're gonna market themselves as an expert because they need their first person to practice on so they can get
Correct.
that experience. And
Correct.
I don't mind helping a person else. Everybody needs a first. But tell me that. Don't make it seem like you know what you're doing if you don't really know what you're doing.
Exactly.
And I needed to see examples when
Right.
because people will come and say they can help us with our numbers on Facebook or Instagram. And then I look at their page and see how many they have.
Right.
So if you're not helping yourself, then how you gonna help me? This is
Exactly.
Because they're too busy helping other people, Gwen.
uh-huh. Okay, so let's
also sometimes, I'll see something that an author is doing and she's not doing it well, or she could do it better. And I'll message her. And some people take it. Some people tell me to mind my business. Some people will use whatever I suggested to them and don't even say thank you. So all that comes, with it. It all, because, like I said, I've had people tell me to mind my business, and the next thing I know, exactly what I told them to do is what they're doing, and they're making moves.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
gratitude is not common. You just have to kind of let it roll off of you in a way, uh, because that's just the way the
Keep
world is.
them
And
in
a lot
mind.
of people they really are looking for some quick
Scheme.
cash.
Yeah. A scheme.
Yeah, they're not looking to invest their time and build something.
Let me
Everybody wants to be like, okay, now we live in an instant age where going viral is the goal. So, the thing about going viral is that's what's going viral today. What's going viral today? In 2 or 3 days, it'll be something else that went viral. It doesn't last.
You're right. Because I see the trend right now where it's like, oh, I have 65,000 followers. It's like, yeah, but do you have $65 from any of them?
Yeah, you're right. You have to
Makes
convert.
sense.
You're right. You have to convert your what you have into cash. You have to be able to utilize it for an
Convert
income.
them. You have to convert them into
Yes,
customers
yes.
and
And
readers.
but you have to do it honestly. You
Mm-hmm.
can't be trying to run schemes or scams because the word gets out and you might beat a few people here and there, but then the word will get out that it's just you're a scammer. So
No, well,
um,
I'm referring to these people who are posting all of these ridiculous posts, wrong information just to get people to engage with them, and,
oh, okay,
and
okay,
numbers
yeah,
are
I
going up. And it's like I said,
okay,
if you have
right,
65,000 people following you, can you get $1 from each one of them? No. Can you get 6 people to read your book out of those 65,000? It's like, use your head. You
yeah,
know,
but are they trying to? What are they trying to do? Can
it's
you?
trying to get meta money.
Oh, okay, meta money. Well, I haven't figured that out yet, and what I figured out is there's some things I'm not willing to do for meta money. I'm not gonna act the fool. I'm just gonna put it like that.
You
I'm
don't
not.
have to do all that. You would make meta money just by your having your show, having the engagement, having consistency. You don't need to make those crazy posts and all those videos and stuff. You have content.
Yeah, but I've looked into it, and every time I look into it, I've always made whatever their criteria is. They have 5 criteria or 6 criteria, and I'm always one under. If it's 4, if it's 5, I got 4 out of 5. If it's 6, I got 5 out of 6. If it's 7, I got 5 or 6 out of
I
7.
understand.
And the other piece is something I haven't figured out yet. But I do understand that there is money to be made. So I just haven't I haven't got there yet. But I am aware of it. I'm looking into it, and it is on my list for sure.
Well, the little money I get from them, it's a surprise every month. It's like, I got a check from Meta, and it's like, really? And it's like, okay. And I didn't do anything. You never see anything crazy on my page. If I'm really
No.
upset, you might see me drop a curse word, but I have to be really upset to do that. But I don't post anything crazy. I just share. I post what I think or how I feel or whatever the temperature is in the country right now, my 2 cents. So yeah, when I do get a check from Meta, I'm like, oh, thank you. It's not a lot, but it's something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, it can be, the Amazon royalties. Now, I get that. I get royalties every single month. The amount varies, but I
Yes.
can pay a bill with it.
Yes,
So,
Well, there
ma'am.
you go.
Yes, ma'am.
uh, so I appreciate it on the 29th of the month.
Okay. On the 29th, I'll be looking.
I will tell you one funny story. One time, I forgot which one of my books it was, but you know how they show you how much money that you're going to get
Mhm.
from each country. Most of the time, it's the United States. But one month, I had thought I was getting 200 and something dollars from India. I said, wow, people in India read my book. So when the 29th came, I didn't have the $200, the extra 200. I didn't see it. So I actually called Amazon and they said, no, it's in rubles or whatever the Indian currency is. So the equivalent was like $2 and something change.
Wow. Wow.
So
Wow.
you have to check the currency. Excuse me, the currency, it does matter. And if it's from India, what that number is not this is like 1/10, no, 1% of what. So it was 200 and something. So it was ended up being $2. So it was 1% of what it showed. But I still got my American dollars that month. But I was just expecting an extra 200.
I know.
When you're expecting something and it doesn't show, you just
Yeah, of
Well,
course
as
you're
long
gonna
as you
check on
didn't commit that money somewhere thinking you were getting $200.
no, I wait till it's in there.
it. Well, when I did a couple of library sales and I'm like, where's the money? Where's the money? I know this library bought 3 copies. I know this library bought copies, and you know, they Ingram makes you wait 3 months.
Yes. Yeah. England spot.
And I was like,
Hmm.
oh, okay,
Yeah,
I
they're very late. And this is because they can. What can you do? I mean, but Amazon used to pay in 30 days.
mhm.
And 5, 6, 7 years ago, I don't remember when it was, they changed it to 60 days.
Yeah, when you first start out.
No, they used to pay everything in 30 days.
Mhm.
Like if your book sales like November, you would get the money in December.
Mhm.
But now you get it in January. They used to pay within 30 days.
Well,
They
we get it. That's what's
Yeah.
important.
Yeah,
And
Exactly.
they changed
When
it
it
because
comes
they
is when it
can.
comes.
Yeah. At least you know you're gonna get it. It does
yeah,
hit your bank on the 29th,
yes,
unless it's
it
a
does.
weekend and then it hits on Monday. So
Yeah.
it's consistent.
But that's also awesome to have books that you can mail out yourself, because I keep
Yeah,
at least 25 to 30 books at the house just to make sure if somebody wants the book, I mail them right out.
right.
Well,
It's more money.
my um, I think that also kind of depends. I prefer not to do that only because I know my schedule. If people order something for me that I have to mail, it's going to be a month before they get it.
I go to the post
Yeah.
office every Tuesday, like
I no, that's great. I can't do it.
Yeah.
every
Yeah. Your
Tuesday.
I
schedule
don't.
is really,
Yeah,
really
I don't go
busy.
to the post office to pay my bills. I was supposed to go to the post office to confirm an identity. I did it online because I just don't have time to go. So, I mean, it's great for people who can do it, but I think often, and it's just like when you see these people on Instagram who decorate their houses and make them look all pretty. Even those decorators will tell you don't decorate because you think it's pretty. Decorate because it's going to be functional for you. Like, for instance, don't put pillows in the middle of the floor because you thought it was pretty, but now your family keeps tripping over them because it didn't work out for you. Or you did something really cool with your closet, but now your closet's junky because you don't have time to keep it up the way you saw it on Instagram.
Rhonda, I did a post a couple of weeks ago,
Mm-hmm.
and the post was this beautiful bed with a bunch of pillows on it. And I look at that bed and I said, "Oh my God, years ago, that was my bed. I mean, pillows and smooth and the kids could never figure out how I knew they were in my room. The pillows was all jacked up and it wasn't smooth. Anyway, so I love these pillows. I invested in these pillows. I love them. One morning I got up and I said, you know what? I don't feel like doing this anymore. And I took all the pillows off my bed and threw them in the garbage.
Oh,
Oh,
not
you
the
threw them in
garbage. You could
the
have
garbage.
sold them.
Listen,
Wow.
the
Wow,
kids were so
you,
upset.
you were
They called
serious
my
about
mother.
quitting.
The kids
Oh,
were
they
so
told your
upset.
mama on you?
They said, Mommy done lost her mind. She threw the pillows in the garbage. My mother comes flying over. She's like, what's the matter? I'm like, what are you talking about? The kids said you threw your pillows because they knew how attached I was to, the way the aesthetic of my bed.
Right.
Mhm.
I just didn't have the time because every morning it was like adjust this and smooth this and lay the.
Mm-hmm.
I understand, Rhonda. I get it. It's like, if you don't have time, you make time. And that
Mm-hmm.
was like 20 minutes out of my day because 10 minutes in the morning, take them off. 10 minutes at night, take them. It was just, and this was going on for too long. I threw them away and I felt
Right.
better. And I just have
Yeah.
two pillows in my bed now. That's it.
And that's what I tell people. And I tell people all the time. It's like when Gwen and I were talking about the t-shirts. Gwen has a great inventory of her t-shirts.
Mm-hmm.
I know for me, I can't do it. I have a very demanding full-time job.
I
I
know.
mean, there was a time when I logged out of my job and went directly into the show because that was how much
The
time it
show
was
when you were
taking.
driving home from work and you popped on the show. You were still coming, you were on your way home from work
Yes.
several
Yeah.
times. I watch you guys.
It happens. But I agree with you. Like I like taking my books out and I'm gonna be and that leads me to my last thing for tonight on the show. Me and also some other friends of mine who are authors, we're gonna be at the Texas Book Festival this weekend in Austin, Texas. It's a huge statewide event, huge, huge. And we have a booth. The booth is in the cushcity.com booth, but we're gonna have our books and t-shirts, and we're in tent number 4. So
Hmm.
it's they have these huge tents, and it's a humongous event. So if you're in Austin or plan to go to Austin, Texas, see us there. And we're at the end of our show, Deborah. So um, let people know how they can connect with you on social media before we sign off.
On Instagram, I'm the Litversationalist, and on Facebook, I'm Odeb Simply Said. You can also go to my website, which is litversations.com.
And we put that in the chat.
And my Gmail is litversations@gmail.com.
Okay. Well, I'm glad to have finally met you, even though it's just virtual. But finally got to have a
Your
conversation with
event
you.
eventually. You know,
Yeah.
by the time you announced it, I had a couple other things planned, so I couldn't make it. And then I was looking at plane tickets. It's like, no way I can afford this now. So one year,
Houston has gotten expensive to fly into. I don't know what's going on with y'all.
I don't
It
know.
depends on when. It depends on when and the time of year. United normally has decent, but you have to do it a month in advance. After that, then it's going to be pricey. But anyway, it's 9 o'clock and it's time to sign off.
Okay.
So we're going to say good night and we'll see you
Thank
all
you.
next Tuesday
Mhm.
on another episode of Black Authors Matter TV. I'm Gwen Richardson signing off.
And
Good
I'm
night.
Dr. Rhonda Lawson. Have a wonderful evening and a great week. I'm gonna call you, girl.
Okay.